Hey, hello, my dear students, and welcome to this new opportunity of learning. We have this English remote learning for the first week that we're back in this online mode. And first of all, I would like to say hello to every single one of you. I hope that you are safe, that you're healthy, and that your families are okay. And with that being said, let's do our best to learn. We have some contents and topics for May, so we're going to work with these during this month. And these are phrasal verbs, get, turn, we have reflexive pronouns, and of course, the topic of global issues. For today, we have our aim or objective, that is, to recognize phrasal verbs and use them in personal situations. Of course, after this explanation, you will find in the Microsoft Teams platform an activity that you can develop after you see this PowerPoint presentation, okay? And you can also download this presentation in your Microsoft Teams. You see your English class and you can download everything, okay? So remembering a little bit, we need to have a definition for a phrasal verb. And we saw this last year. I have one example that you will see. So the definition of a phrasal verb is, as the PowerPoint says, is a verb, a combination of a verb with an adverb or a preposition, and sometimes it has both, and it gives the verb a new meaning. So remember, last year we have that definition from the Oxford Dictionary, and last year we had the verb break, which in Spanish on its own means romper o quebrar. But as you remember, last year we were seeing other uses. For example, break up. And as you can see there, up gives the verb the quality of being a phrasal. It changes the meaning. Break as a solo word means romper, but if we put break up means terminar una relación, to finish or end a relationship. So the verb is not a single word, but now it's a mini phrase, break up. And that is why it is called a phrasal verb. Today we have a very special verb that is called get. Uh, One interesting thing here is that it says it's a complicated verb because it has so many different meanings. You can communicate so many different ideas with it, and it's very versatile, and I encourage you to use it as well. So, for example, get can mean obtener, recibir, contraer una enfermedad, traer, llegar, comprender o entender. So if you Google that verb get in a dictionary, if you look it up, or if you search for get, you will see lots of definition and even more. These are just examples of it because there are way more. I'm just putting the most common uses for it, okay? So I have some examples to introduce the verb get. I have some examples with each one of the uses that I put before. So get for obtener, as an example, I can go to the bakery to get bread, right? Or you can go to the supermarket to get some food or supplies for your house, and you can get to the gas station to, fill your tank for your car, and so many more examples. The next use that we have is recibir. So for example, if I send you an email and I want to check if you received it, I can say, did you get my email? Or maybe not. So you can get an email, you can get a message, you can get a call. There are many things that you can get in communication. The next means contraer una enfermedad. So for example, any disease, you can say that you can get that. For example, I got the flu, which in Spanish is gripe. So I got the flu, I need to stay home. And the same for these days, you can say, if you don't stay home, you will get the COVID-19. So you can get that disease. Very important to use these days. So stay home or you will get COVID-19. All right? Get with the meaning of traer. So for example, we have this situation that you are in a restaurant. So you say, there is a fly in my soup. Hay una mosca en mi sopa. And the waiter says, okay, I'm very, very sorry, but don't worry, I'll get you another one. Le traeré otro. So you can get somebody something. Le puedes traer algo a alguien with the use of get. A very good use. The next example that we have here means llegar. So if you are lost or looking for a place, you can say, hey, excuse me, I have a question, man. I'm lost and I need to get to the hospital. How do I get to the hospital? How do I get to a particular street? How do I get to the supermarket? How do I get to the school? You can use it for any place. So as in llegar. ¿Cómo llego? How do I get to this place? A very good use as well. The next, as in comprehend or entender. So for example, somebody tells you a joke, te cuentan un chiste, and you don't understand. No lo entiendes, you can say, I didn't get the joke. No lo entendí. Or if I explain something to you and you don't understand, you can say, teacher, I don't get it. No lo entiendo, or I didn't get it. No lo entendí. So that is a very good use as well for jokes or information. Lo que entiendas o no entiendas. Very good. I think that was the last example for the get as a solo word, como palabra solita. So now we go for get as in a phrasal verb, okay? I have something here that says get is already a complicated verb because it has many different meanings. Ya tiene muchos significados. So now as a phrasal verb, there are many more uses, okay? So this is what we're going to see today, the uses of get as a phrasal verb, okay? So let's see. Here we have some of the examples. On the internet, you will find way more. So let's see some of them. Get on with someone or get along with someone. Get on with something. Get away with something. Get back to someone. Get by or get over. So, and there are more. This is the list that we're going to see today with examples so you can apply it on your own experiences, okay? So let's see the definitions of each one of those. Okay, so the first verb that we have as a phrasal here is get on with someone or get along with someone. That in Spanish means llevarse bien con alguien. So you can use this for two people that have a good relationship. For example, here, Patrick and SpongeBob are good friends. So I can say SpongeBob gets along with Patrick. The same that you can use to mention people that you enjoy being with and that you can share with them, have a good conversation, that you feel happy when you're around them. So SpongeBob gets along with Patrick. Then we have a get on with something. I really like this one because it means to make progress, progresar en algo. So if you're doing homework, haciendo mi tarea, and somebody asks you, how are you getting on with your homework? ¿Cómo vas progresando? ¿Cómo vas con tu tarea? Are you getting on with it or not? So you can say, yes, I'm getting on with it, or I haven't made much progress. I'm not getting on with it very well. So you can use that to make progress. Next, we have get away, as in escapar. So a very common situation, you are in the street and you see a cat, you want to pet them, los quiere acariciar. So every single time I try to pet a cat, they run away. So that is the example that we have for today. Cats get away when you try to pet them. Los gatos se escapan cuando tratas de acariciarlos. And that would be the example for get away, okay? Escapar. Next. Get away with something, salirse con la suya, you know, a colloquial informal use. And that means when you do something that is not correct, it's not very honest, but nobody realizes you did that. Nadie se dio cuenta. And we have the example here. Two kids. The one on the right is Rick. He's cheating on the test. He's looking at his classmates' answers. And nobody noticed it, and he got a good mark. So Rick cheated on the test and got away with it. Y se salió con la suya. Nobody knew. Nadie supo. So that means to get away with something, okay? That can mean salirse con la suya for something illegal or dishonest, something that is considered, that is not correct. So that is to get away with something. Another use of get as a phrasal verb is get back, which in Spanish is volver o regresar. In this example, we have one of the answers of the most common questions these days. That is, when are we going to get back to school? ¿Cuándo volvemos al colegio? Well, the answer is we or I will get back to school when the quarantine is really over. So in this case, get back means volver. The next use of get is get back to someone, which in Spanish means responder o contactarse con alguien más tarde. The example that I have is I don't have the answer right now, but I will get back to you as soon as possible. So you ask me a question and I cannot respond to you because maybe I am busy or maybe I don't have the information for you right now, but I'm sure that I will have it later. So I tell you, I will get back to you when I have the information. Or maybe you are talking to a friend or you send a message to a friend and that friend of yours is busy. Su amigo o su amiga está ocupado, ocupada, and they tell you, I can't answer now, but I will get back to you when I am free. So it's a very common use in online communication. The next verb that we have here is get by, which is a really sad verb that I consider with the example that we have, which means sobrevivir o arreglárselas. It's like living with the minimum. And the example that I have here is for the elderly here in Chile. So the example is old people can't get by with the miserable pensions in this country. They have and they receive so little money that they can't survive. So that's the use for that. They don't get by. They struggle. They have lots of problems. They need to spend a lot of money in health, medicine, and treatments, and they can't get by. They can't survive. So that is the use of get by, sobrevivir. The next one is get over, which means recuperarse, not only of an illness or a disease, but also a bad situation. So I put two examples in this, and we have the first one. It is said that it is harder for old people to get over COVID-19. Elderly people are risky in terms of health, so they have a really hard recovery when they get ill in these times. So COVID-19 can be lethal for them. So it's difficult for them to get over a disease. You can use it for any disease. For example, you got the flu or a cold, gripe o un resfriado, you can say, I got over it, me recuperé. And the other situation that we have is a bad situation. A good example can be breaking up with somebody. So my friend still can't get over his ex. Todavía no supera a su ex. You can't get over that person. So you can use that as well. A very common example. I see that in school every single day. So that was all for this video. What can we conclude about the verb get? It has so many uses and it's a really useful one. You can communicate lots of ideas with it. I suggest that you can use it as well so you can too communicate different ideas with it. It will make your understanding of English much easier if you can get the verb get. I'll see you next week. Bye.